And news coming in of a clash that's been reported between police and protesters in Bengal's Murshidabad. This protest was over the Waqf Act and there was in fact violence that broke out during this agitation. Police tried to stop the protesters from marching forward, which is what led to this clash. You're seeing incidents of arson also being reported as a result. This has happened in Murshidabad of West Bengal as vehicles have been torched by the protesters. Ugly clash breaking out. These were anti-Waqf Act protesters essentially, and they'd come together attempting to march on the streets of Murshidabad. The cops immediately blocked them off, citing law and order and the fact that no permission was granted. It's led to these images coming in of protesters hitting back, resorting to arson, torching vehicles, and also it looks like pelting stones at police officials. Let's bring in Indrajit for more details on this. Indrajit, what's the situation currently in Murshidabad? How did it go so out of control?
Well, Akshita, this afternoon there were major protests that were lined up in Jongipur in Murshidabad district, and things went out of control after police tried to disperse the crowd because they were blocking a road. And while the police tried to disperse the crowd, there was mild force that was used. Clashes erupted between the protesters and the police. There was stone pelting. Police had to lathi charge and then fire tear gas shells. Those who were protesting, they retaliated and they set 2 police vehicles on fire. We are given to understand that some police personnel have also been injured. There were additional forces that were rushed to the area in Jangipur, and finally this evening the situation has been brought under control. But clearly Murshidabad, this is not the first time, has witnessed such protests. You would remember even during the anti-CAA protests that had taken place a few years back, there were massive protests that took place in Murshidabad in which train stations were also vandalized. So police on the vigil right now. They are on an alert, but clearly things went out of control for some time, in which 2 police vehicles were set on fire, and we are given to understand that some security personnel have also been injured.
Okay, security personnel also unfortunately injured in this incident. Any update, Indrajit, on the current situation? Have things been brought under control now in Murshidabad?
That's right. Things have now been brought under control with additional security forces reaching that area. Things have been cleared and the crowds have been dispersed. This happened, sometime earlier today, later in the afternoon. But things are under control is what the police in Murshidabad are telling us.
All right, Indrajit, thanks very much for joining us with those details. Images coming in right now from Murshidabad of the kind of violence that broke out after, in fact, an anti-Waqf Act protest turned violent. You've got also a reaction coming in from the BJP on this, as BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya has also put out a statement saying West Bengal is up in flames. Amit Malviya saying communal violence has erupted, Muslim mobs taking to the streets in protest against the Waqf Act. Mamata Banerjee has lost control over vast regions of Bengal, which have become inaccessible to the state administration due to an unnatural demographic shift and illegal infiltration. Amit Malviya has said that essentially Mamata Banerjee has lost her grip of many parts of Bengal, and he's blamed illegal infiltration for these kind of protests against the Waqf Act. Malviya also saying, record here, all Mamata can do now is grovel in anticipation of votes. She must go in 2026. So the BJP upping the ante over these incidents of violence that have been reported now in Bengal.